Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
$1.735 trillion market cap, 10+% swing to the upside for the crypto market cap. To say that this is a highly volatile, highly risky asset class is an understatement. It's February 25th, 2022, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we all know why things are so volatile over the last couple days here with the Russia and Ukraine conflict, and our hearts and prayers go out to all of the citizens in Ukraine for staying safe. Bitcoin 38,800 plus right now, up 10+%. Ethereum 2,600 up 2,600 plus, up 12 more than 12%. I'll get the lips moving this morning here. I can't even talk. 70 cents plus for XRP. We're up 10.96%. All those percentages are on the 24-hour. Let's take a look right now. 63 cents on the bottom for XRP, 71 cents on the top. Let's get started because we have a lot to go over, and it all really points, I believe, to a real narrative about two things going on here. One, the economic situation globally, and the infrastructure of the economic global payment system as well. There is a huge undertow to the conflict that is happening in Russia, Ukraine, and I think you're going to get a great sense of that as we move through here today. 120 million XRP moved, never know why, but they do say here that the account was used does appear to have a behavior pattern of the wallet that could suggest it's owned by an exchange or another platform that actively works with users and transactions. So we don't know, but that is a lot of XRP being moved at this time. John Deaton says it best right here. This is the definition of courage, ladies and gentlemen. Russian citizens are protesting against the Ukraine invasion, even though they are going to get arrested. Look at all those people standing up for peace. What a beautiful, beautiful moment that is. Now, look, one person responds here. It's Maddie Greenspan, I believe it is, right? Yeah, Maddie Greenspan said, if a wealthy individual is concerned that their accounts may be frozen due to sanctions, they can simply hold their wealth in Bitcoin. Maddie's correct here. That is right, in a pseudonymous account, which doesn't necessarily guarantee your anonymity. It just is a wallet that's unidentified unless agencies start to come for that wallet address, right? So the reality here is, though, is that if you were doing that, yes, you have your own money and your own wealth in Bitcoin, but you also took that massive hit that we just looked at between yesterday and today. Massive hit to the portfolio, which is why I've been telling you about Jason Cousins and Glint Pay. You can become your own bank, but you can become your own bank in the manner of using gold, baby. And gold surged 9% this month and 3% overnight after war had started in Europe. Now that's what I'm doing, and today my account, I'm telling you, is going to be funded. They're not paying me a thing as of yet to say it, but I know that this is a great alternative because this is something I want to have for me and my family. I want to be my own bank. This is a gold-based alternative to exactly that. This is the app. I'm going to put the link in the description. You can put money on there, you can put gold on there, and you can spend it on your own debit card, and no one can stop you. So if there's ever a problem with currency in your country or banks or anything going on with the economy, you can load your card with gold and spend it. Just listen to this very quick clip here of what Jason tells this lady.
We haven't seen it, the Glint card. How does it work?
Yeah, so with Glint, we've enabled for the first time ever gold as everyday money. So you simply download the app, we send you a debit card, MasterCard, and you can deposit money in there and buy gold. You can buy as little as 1 cent's worth of gold or millions of dollars worth of gold. And we've made it easy to save, to spend, and to send. So you can literally walk into your grocery store and buy your groceries with some gold.
Right. No,
Unbelievable. Now listen what they've recently had happen here too, because they've recently got an endorsement and a partnership here with Sabania. And listen to this.
So you have a new partnership.
We do. We're really excited actually. One of the world's biggest global producers of precious metals has just invested in Glint. So I'm very pleased to say they've invested. It's Sibanye-Stillwater. They're listed on the Johannesburg Stock Exchange and also here at the New York Stock Exchange, and they're very focused on ESG and sustainable mining.
Oh, wow, that's great. So
It is great, and shout out to GlintPay for that and getting that partnership so you can save, spend, and send your money, gold-based alternative to banking. Once you load your debit card, come on in. My money drops today. I can't wait. And you know what? Here's more incentive right here for exactly that. Liz Clayman says from Fox Business here, Putin now stating he will launch cyber attacks against the United States. Are you kidding? And this is all in response to the president putting out new sanctions from SWIFT. This is where I tell you the undertone of all of this is speaking to the payment system of the world, in which these sanctions they have done have either not gone far enough, or now that they've going to go far enough, we're going to be attacked because of this, cyber attacks. You know, I tell you, this is even more incentive for me to get myself some reserve money backed by gold, my gold that I own allocated to me on that Glint card in case things like this take place, I tell you. And, it also speaks to me about cold storage for my crypto as well. I don't want my crypto being harmed. That's why I use the Vault on Coinbase, or I use Ledger, which you can get a link in that description box as well for that as well. This is not a time to be messing around, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's go from how we could be our own bank, right? And the gold-based alternative and crypto self-custody. All of this is great. Bringing the power back to ourselves, right? But look at what's going on here. This is a throwback from 2019 that we covered when it came out. But look how incredibly important it is to understand what has been taking place. Remember, I have been showing you this of recent. It was December of this past year, just 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago, we're talking about, right? Because they have a new financial system for Russia and China. New financial system. And this was 2019 of them breaking down the BRICS coalition, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, in a coalition to set up a payment network cutting out the West from 2019. So this is well underway, ladies and gentlemen. Take a look at what's going on, and you know that this is the undertow of this conflict that is happening, because SWIFT sanctions are what Russia is trying to avoid. And this system will allow them to do it. Take a look.
Two is what's being discussed now, which is the payment processing system. So really what they're competing with is the SWIFT bank system, right? So right now, if you're sending money overseas from a US bank, you have to use, or any Western country, you use that SWIFT system that is set up in Belgium. And that prevents money laundering in theory and all that kind of thing. But what the BRICS nations are doing is saying, well, we don't need to use the SWIFT system because we don't want to be subjected again to US sanctions, because if the US is sanctioning you, you can't move money using that SWIFT system. So what's really interesting is, number one, they're creating a payment system that would go around SWIFT. But how do you do that when you have 5 major countries that all have their own currencies? And one of the ways they're doing that is by using possibly cryptocurrency to do that. That would translate their currencies into a single cryptocurrency that is then used through the system and then formulated, I guess, when it gets into their country, back into their own personal currency. So essentially you're taking currency from one, sending it through as a cryptocurrency, and then back on the other end into transforming it into another currency. And that allows them, again, to get around this SWIFT system in a way that no one had really thought about in the past, because crypto already has all of those things in place.
And there you have it. And they go on to discuss it a little further, but you get the gist of it here. That is something they're already doing. Here's where the catch is. The rub is they may have that worked out between Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. But they need to be interoperable to the rest of the world. And I wonder what could do that. Yeah, I don't know, maybe the XRP ledger. And as you can imagine, in Ukraine, trading volume on Ukrainian crypto exchanges, exchange Kuna, has more than tripled by Friday since Russia invaded and your Eastern European nation, according to CoinGecko. They are looking to get their money out of the banks in case the banks shut down, which they probably have at this point, and you can't access your funds or money. I tell you, this is really real. Now let's look at it from a macro point of view, because look, let's get back to the whole idea. We know we can self-custody. We know we can do a gold card glint pay and have gold on the go and be able to use it and be in control of our funds. But let's look at the idea of the global system, because we've heard many times people talk about the distributed ledger technology, the XRP ledger XRP being backed by gold. I believe it'll be backed by gold and everything else. Future, the commodities, we're talking about soybeans, we're talking about corn, we're talking about wheat, we're talking about oil, we're talking about gold, silver, platinum, palladium, copper, everything. Because that's where the strength of the decentralized ledger comes in. See, the XRP ledger is not just a payment protocol, it's actually a decentralized exchange for the world. That's what's exciting to me about this, because it tells me that BRICS coalition can build their own system. Russia can have their own in-house payment system. They've already said they have it between China and themselves. But you're going to need to be interoperable, and you're going to need to have something that can bridge all of this money, all of these transactions. Don't believe it. It's still true. And when you hear Goldbug's Jim Rickards from back in the day, this old throwback right here, tell you that they can use gold, but they still need distributed ledger technology to make it happen, or a glint pay card.
Put the gold on the pallet, fly it in a plane to the other guy, and he puts it in his vault. End of story. And Steve knows better than anyone, when you do things on net instead of gross, it's a much smaller transaction. If you had to pay for everything with gross gold, that's unwieldy. But if you keep score in crypto and then settle up on net, every 6 months or so, that works fine. Now notice everything I just said, there's no dollar, and that was Doug's point. We're looking at the dethroning of the dollar. If we've got gold, Putin's crypto, Xi crypto, a distributed ledger, and a large trading network that does not involve dollars, does not involve SWIFT, is that the beginning of the end of the dollar? And it might be.
There you have it. And I mean, nobody lays it down better than Jim Rickards, right? And I mean, look, the fact of the matter is that the European Central Bank and the Fed alike are trapped. They're trapped. They don't have much room to raise interest rates, causing major complications in the financial market and the economy. The two biggest players don't have any wiggle room. You know how we watch the Fed always kick the can down the road, or the ECB, right? Well, it's really coming to a place where we finally are finding the end of the road. And I believe the end of the road is going to have to bring us to a new system, not just a new money. You have to have a new system in place. Think about the vulnerability. I just told you, look, Liz Clayman's reporting that Russia, in retaliation to SWIFT sanctions, is going to be cyber attacking us all. Think of this. There's got to be a new system in place that has much stronger security, like distributed ledger technology, like the XRP ledger. You know the deal. Right? This is what we're talking about, and this is what we're up against. Very quickly, let's look at this. This is why bank wires need to be retired. That's exactly right. We know that we can do much better. People are doing much better peer-to-peer now. That's the point. Now, as far as the ISO 20022 migration, very quickly, I want to run you through this because it just shows you here that they are on track. And November 22 is going to be a big moment for everybody in the ECB and the customers attached to their network. And I'm just going to quickly move here because it says many times through here that they are looking to really open the door here by November of this year. By November of this year. And what they talk about here is right here. Coexistence phase between November 22 until November 2025. So they want to have really a mass inflow of everyone by November of this year and full integration by 2025. No buts, no ands, no nothing. Be done. That's what they're looking for. General go live November 22, right there. Take a look at it. This is a reminder that we already have this worked out with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is an enforcement agency for the financial world. They already selected Swift GPI. They already said Ripple, the virtual currency company, right? And virtual currency XRP, which can be used to affect settlements of those transfers. This is about a new financial system because the old one that's used for sanctions isn't working. And the people who are getting sanctions placed on them, and countries are getting sanctions placed on them, they're building a new way around it. So this tells me we are absolutely moving towards a new financial system. It's my speculation, but remember Tony Valentino was a big person in this Twitter space, crypto Twitter world. He reminded us some time ago the new financial system is ready with XRP and gold at the center of it. This fusion of digital physical gold is what currencies will peg and value against. The system is ready to go, but the script says they need chaos, panic before presenting it. New decade 2020, new system. That was some time ago, but it's 2022 now, and we got plenty of chaos and panic with pandemic and now a war. Don't we? Pretty remarkable. Never let a good crisis go to waste. Isn't that government always loves to say? And then here, listen to this thought right here, because this is Lynette Zhang, gold person here, but nevertheless, listen to what she says, a powerful moment in here. Listen here.
Now, it certainly does look like Bitcoin is going to survive this. But at the end of the day, when we get that inflation and they reset the current currency into the new currency, do you think they're going to reset it against Bitcoin or Tesla stock or even real estate? No. They reset it against gold money because it has the greatest functionality of any asset. It is used globally in every single area of the economy. And it's finite and it's indestructible. So we can account for pretty much all of the gold that has ever been mined. And there's more than 4,800 cases of currency resets, and 100% of the time they do it against gold.
There it is right there. 4,800 different cases of resets of currency throughout history. And what do we know? It's always been done against God's money. That's what we know. And I leave you with this very quickly here, because check this out. Remember this? Boom. Ross Lacow from the IMF says on stage with Brad Garlinghouse, if a country uses a digital currency as their native currency, then it could be used in the IMF SDR basket of currencies. Hashtag XRP from Bank XRP. Listen to this exchange. Most of you have heard it, but think about something when I get done here.
You want to take one? Go for it. The first one's for you. IMF. Do you see IMF holding crypto assets in the future? I did not put that up there.
Remember, I'm from the legal department. I'm supposed to be very conservative about these things. I don't want to go into great details about
Maybe I should take what the IMF is going to do. I think we stunned Ross into silence with that one.
For that to happen, okay, under the current legal framework, some country would have to use a crypto asset as its currency.
Well, interestingly enough, right down here, shared by Bank XRP and Ripple, we're excited to announce our partnership with Republic of Palau to explore the country's first national digital currency using the XRP ledger. That may be just what we need, ladies and gentlemen. And interesting enough to that, we have to ask ourselves, do we have enough chaos and distraction out here between a pandemic and a war in Europe to make sure that we have a good crisis and never let a good crisis go to waste?
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below, and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.